How's everybody doing today? This is Chris Rose with Junk Doctors and Jay, and we have a very interesting guest today, Dan Jovanovic from OUTFRONT Media, and he's here to present us some interesting topics about how to advertise pretty much our businesses. And there's a lot of small businesses out there that really needs a good spotlight. And with Junk Doctors and Jay, we started small and we've stayed in touch with Dan over the years and communicated with him. And we also did some billboarding. However, there's so many different sizes of billboards, and now we're growing as a company and gaining popularity. And I want to say thank you to every New Jersey resident that has used us and spread our name to everybody. And Dan is actually somebody that could help you immensely, help us immensely here at Junk Doctors by providing us with advertisement tips. And what he does is specifically is billboards. Now, a lot of people in New Jersey, we're a highway state. We see billboards everywhere, and we see a lot of different billboards. We see electric billboards, regular billboards, and Dan is here to tell us about how this could affect your business and how it could bring more name recognition to your business. And I want to introduce you to Dan, and Dan is going to introduce himself. And Dan, the floor is yours, and introduce yourself to our audience.
I'm Dan Jovanovic. It's a tough last name.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's okay.
I like to cut it short sometimes. Just that Jovan. It's easy.
Jovan.
Yeah,
I like that. It's
Jovan.
like you're like the missing member from Motley Crue over here. Jovan is over here.
Right. That's
Nice.
a lot easier for you.
Yeah, I like Jovan.
But I was here like two years ago when you
Yes.
guys were interested in billboards, and this is incredible what you guys have done. Congrats.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
fantastic.
It's hard work, dedication, but it's not impossible. And I know a lot of people may think we're a franchise. We are not a franchise. We started this from the scratch. And if people understand waste removal and the things that you have to go through just to get a license to go and dump waste or to transfer waste, you're not even allowed to transfer your own waste in your pickup truck to one of the landfills or transfer sites. In northern New Jersey, we have one landfill, and that's in Sussex County, Lafayette. Everything else is transfer sites where you would go, they weigh your truck, and then you dump it in a warehouse that's open, big garage warehouses. Big trucks go there. Your sanitation trucks go there. They dump, they sort it, and it goes into a big tractor trailer with a hitch on the back, with a big trailer on the back, and then it gets transferred out of state. And they burn it down, but it goes through filters and it creates electricity. So that's the evolution of the garbage. So that's where your garbage goes. Mostly in New Jersey. Southern Jersey has a lot of landfills, and we have one up here, but most of our garbage does go through a process. Excuse me, I got a little bug in here. Yeah, I mean, thank you for showing up.
I just envisioned like Tony Soprano talking about all that stuff with you.
I don't know if Tony Soprano actually participated in the waste removal. I think he told people he was in the waste removal business.
Maybe it was a little cover up.
It was a little cover up. Yeah, Tony Soprano definitely had a lot of other extra activities going on the side. And it is funny though. I don't want to say it's a stereotype, but I do tell people like, hey, what do you do? I say I'm in the junk removal, or sometimes I say I'm in the waste removal business, and they think, wow, and you're from Jersey, and they like, what are you, like a Tony Soprano? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a regular guy. I'm a junk doctor. You know, you're a junk doctor. You have a problem. You need a diagnosis to get all that junk out of here. Because let me tell you something, Dan. In New Jersey, not many options. There's no options, really. If you think about it, you got your sanitation worker that comes to your home. You may have to pay through your property tax, or I don't know the town that you live in, but you may have to get a private sanitation company like Roselli's or something in that nature. You know, and shout out to Roselli's. We know the owner there and everybody. Torelli's.
He's a cousin of mine.
Yeah. Told you guys this is going to be interesting. We've learned some things from them, and they only pick up your garbage in front of your home, But let's say you are a property owner or landlord and that tenant just disappeared and there's so much garbage they left behind. They didn't pay their rent. They're backed up and they just have their deposit. And who do you call? Now, you might say, hey, I clean it out myself. Or you might say, hey, I rent out a dumpster and clean it. But then you see the magnitude and the heaviness of a lot of furniture. And then we provide all of that stuff charge free, except we only charge based on volume. And the great thing about junk doctors is all the junk removal companies charge the same thing, but then they have extra charges they don't tell you about, like bagging, disassembling, disposal. We don't charge extra for none of that. That's all equated into the bill. We only charge our customers based on how much room they take up our truck. And having a bigger truck, in this case, size does matter.
Oh,
Yo, right? Size does matter in this case, because I could come to your house like the other junk companies with a 15 cubic yard truck, and I could throw 3 sofas and a table, a wash machine, and that's it. It's full. Now they're asking you for over $1,000 something. Or I could come with a 25 cubic yard truck and pack it the correct way. A lot of companies like to just throw in there. They say to us, hey, make it look more bulkier. We don't do that. There's no gimmicks here. We actually are very transparent. We go to your home with an empty truck. We have many trucks and team members. And once you schedule with us, that's your date. And we send you the truck, and we're a convenience of a service, because who's going to go in that home and clean it out? There's no real other options. And
Right.
New Jersey doesn't offer services like that. So you have to create a junk removal service. A lot of franchises eyeballed New Jersey, saying, wow, it's very hard to get that licensing so we could dominate New Jersey, because a lot of small guys are not going to know how to get the licensing. They have to go through all this background checks. You have to have a certain amount of finances. But we worked hard together. We filled out that 400-page application. We waited 2.5 years, because as we were doing it, that's when COVID hit, and we were stuck with dump trucks in front of our building with no licensing. So we couldn't transport no garbage. And we finally got our licensing, and we got right into business. And New Jersey, Denville, Morris County, Bergen County, we do all of Northern and Central. And they opened up their arms to us, and they were like, and our reviews speak for themselves. They're like, wow, this company is amazing. They don't come with a little teeny dump truck if you have a big clean out. And we don't just do big clean outs. We do small one-item pickups, and they're way more affordable than any other junk removal company. So that's what makes us stand out. And being non-franchise, having bigger trucks so people can get their money's worth. You know, we live in a time now, you see inflation. And you see how much money, the new $100, the new $20 bill is a $100 bill.
Right.
I
Right.
believe.
Everything's going up.
I mean, everything. And we haven't changed our prices. We have stayed steady with our prices. And we pay our employees above average than what other junk removal companies charge, because, you know, if you pay somebody very small wages, you're not going to get good service. So, you know, it's not all about just maximizing profit. We do make money. I mean, of course, that's the objective to have your business. You do want to make some income, of course, but we're not like a lot of companies where they're so, I call it greed, down to the penny. They want to maximize that profit. So, you know, we're happy with giving out good prices and not making the most profit in the world. We're still, and that's going to give us longevity. We're always going to stick around. We're always going to be part of New Jersey.
Congratulations. You
Yeah,
got
I
a great thing
appreciate it.
going here. You got a great thing going here. You got a lot of momentum going too.
We have momentum,
Yeah.
and it's because of guys like you that come and explain to us like what billboards can do, and we're there now. We're now really thinking like we want a billboard.
We're ready to start getting, you know, more exposure. You're ready to grow.
Yes, I want name net recognition, you know, and we're ready to grow here in New Jersey. We're not looking to expand all over America, because that's when the company starts to get too big, and then that's when customer service starts to.
Well, what you're doing is right in terms of your branding. Simplicity is key with the billboards out there. I mean, we have an in-house studio, award-winning.
Really?
And
Where's the location?
We're in Fairfield, New Jersey.
Not far,
Now,
right in the heart of North New Jersey.
Yeah, and we actually, our award-winning studio is part of the service.
And it's
So
a commercial in there
complimentary.
and stuff?
Yeah, so you're basically, you know, with you getting on the billboards, you have an agency that knows this in and out to design for you. It's great. They're great to work with. So like if anybody wants to have a sit down and talk and discuss their business, I'll get one of our creative directors on and we'd have a great conversation, and they'll pull some information from you and ask you questions. It's a great discussion. And all of a sudden they come up with brilliant designs that really capture your eye out there and really drive traffic to the website.
Wow. That's what we want. And we work on that ourselves in the technical side of it, how to get traffic. And we do it all manually. Like we have LinkedIn and we communicate with people on LinkedIn, like everybody, and that has helped. But the billboard, do we have a question already?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So we got a question already. And I guess this is for Dan.
Yeah, Dan, can you tell us which celebrity voices you impersonate?
I do
Already off the bat.
I do a few.
Oh, you could get celebrity impressions on there. Nice.
Yeah, I do Tony Soprano, Tony Manero from Saturday Night Fever, Adam Sandler. There's a few.
I really like the John Travolta. That growing up, my favorite movie was when in the beginning, I'm a man. I don't know the words now, but I know the words.
The Bee Gees.
The
right?
Bee Gees,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. But he's like, and then he gets the pizza, but he doesn't get just one slice. He does the Brooklyn way, the
It's
Bay
two.
Bridge.
He goes, two, give me two.
Give
I
me
like
two
that.
slices.
This is crazy, you know that? It's like, I'm talking to the junk doctors in New Jersey right now. And you know what? I think they're going to get on the billboard soon. It's crazy.
Yeah, but don't touch my hair.
Would you watch the hair? I'm working on my hair a long time.
I love it.
And
I love it.
He hits my hair.
Yeah. Dad was brutal.
Oh, yeah.
And Dad was
crazy.
always on him.
That was great. That was
Yeah.
a great movie.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Growing up, I used to love that movie, and another movie called Christine with the car comes alive.
Yeah.
That was a
That
good movie.
scene with the watch your hair, that was like improv. Like
Yes.
they were going around the table and they were letting things happen.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And
Really cool.
John Travolta was at his excellency in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And then they came out. How many Saturday Night Fevers came out? I think two.
Two,
or three.
Give me two. No, they went to Staying Alive was the second
Staying
one. It was more of
Alive.
a Broadway.
Remember when they got on the Verrazano Bridge
Yeah.
and the kid fell off the
Yeah.
Verrazano Bridge?
Can you dig it? I knew that you could. They would pretend to jump off of it.
What a great movie, man. And you can't really beat Tony Soprano. That's a Jersey celebrity right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And the gabagool.
There's only one stop shop right here.
Yeah.
We're talking gabagool, cannolis, whatever you want out here in New Jersey with the junk doctor.
That's spot on. You don't do a Donald Trump by any chance.
Actually, I do. Okay. It's actually probably the best.
And how do you feel about the new indictments that are coming out against you?
Well, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. The other day, I got a ticket for jaywalking. I mean, what's happening?
I mean, they're comparing you guys to the Corleones.
Look,
I almost went into both Soprano and Trump. It all meshed into one character.
who you talking to, me? I think he's talking to me, okay?
Unbelievable. That's amazing. Have you ever used your impressions? Like, do you whip that impressions out to like break the ice at certain sales, or do you do weddings? Or
I haven't done that stuff. I've been kind of like reserved with it. I don't
Really?
know. Yeah, because I don't know. It's kind of weird. you
Is
know?
it?
Yeah, like
When
I
did
don't want to
you-
go into a meeting and be like, "How you doing? I'm ready to present something to you." It's like,
They're like, wait, I know that voice
you know
from
what I mean?
somewhere.
Yeah.
When did you discover that you could do impressions good like that?
When I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was walking in one of the seniors. I was a freshman. One of the seniors, I forgot. I did like a little dice clay or something like
No
that.
way.
Yeah, and he's like, "That sounds like him," and then I got all nervous and ran away from it.
What?
Yeah.
Dice Clay,
Dice,
for
yeah.
everybody that don't remember, Dice Clay, it's a comedian, controversial comedian, back from the 80s and 90s. I watched him when I was a young kid. I mean, back then, our upbringing was a little bit different. growing up, we were exposed to a lot more different things. But Andrew Dice Clay was such an awesome comedian. When he come out with the jacket, put it up in there, and you get the you can't change smoked.
Yeah, he
Like
was great.
crazy,
He
yeah.
was so brave to go out. I mean, it was.
But now you see
Crazy
the
stuff.
comedians that followed in his footsteps.
Yeah.
But he was the first, and then there was another comedian. I think he passed away. He used to yell a lot.
Sam Kinison.
Yes, Sam Kennison. You know who I really like that he really brought comedy but awareness together. George
Carlin.
Yeah, he I don't know if it's George Carlin, is it? He had like bald spot right here, and then the hair here. He was older, he had a beard.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
That's him. And he used to bring together comedy, but then awareness on how politics and how the system, works.
He would talk about simple things too, like things in the house, right? It relates to your business, all the junk that we get. See, and he goes, and after a while, you keep collecting. I'm doing an impersonation.
Yeah.
But he would talk about how we, as humans, we just keep
Oh,
collecting
because
stuff.
we're consumer.
Yeah, and then
comedy.
all of a sudden, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah, and that
See
we
what I
see
did
that
there?
a lot. Thank you. Yes, I did see what you did there. Dan, on a serious note though, I really am interested in how we started a Facebook group with 30,000 or more people.
Mhm.
They're all small businesses, and the criteria to be on there is New Jersey. We're about New Jersey, and we're really about the small guy, the small business guy that may not know how to use certain technologies or know how to promote themselves. And you see statistically 85% of businesses small, they go out of business their first 2 years, and it's not because their business is not great. Some of them may not be, but there's some businesses that I have been in and I'm like, wow, this is a great business. It's just that they didn't know how to market it correctly. They were a little bit older, or maybe they just did not know how to conjoin the technology that we have today into the business. Everything is technology now. Like, you cannot run a business without knowing how to use software. Software is created by other companies for your business. I'm not going to mention names because I don't get a check from nobody, but there are softwares out there that companies are paying thousands and thousands a month just to use, because it would organize your customers' info and all that stuff. And then the advertising part, once a company understands how to use all the software, or maybe they create their own software and they start growing. I want you to tell small businesses in the camera here, and we're going to talk to everybody that's watching this, or going to watch this. I want you to tell me, how long have you been in billboards?
About 4 years now.
4 years. Have you seen a transformation in people's business and lives once they had a, billboard?
Well, I've seen a lot of different situations, and I've seen some exciting things. I mean, there's nothing like seeing your business out there in reality. First off, I consider billboard advertising like the Broadway of all advertising, but you need a flow of all this, the social media, everything all together to really make a successful campaign.
Yes.
But there's so many different stories out there. There's so many interesting things.
Could you tell me one story that, it doesn't have to be super long, but, you don't even have to say the name of the company if you don't want to, but have you ever seen a company say, hey, that billboard has really helped us?
Oh yeah. I have one current client right now that is so excited with a digital campaign that they're running right now.
Digital,
and they want to go further. They want to go more, and we're looking for availability. So that happens a lot too, where people go on for 3 months. They may test it out 3 periods. We recommend at least 3 periods to 6 periods if you really want to run and test the waters on this. And I get a lot of good feedback. On the digital boards, the static units we have so many different.
What is the static units?
Those are vinyl. So you print out, a vinyl. We would print it. We would outsource it, get it printed, shipped to us, and you're out there on a board for the entire time. So you're not sharing any space with any other advertisers.
Dan, I have seen some very latest developments in the billboard industry now. You know, billboards have been around since God knows when. I mean, since the
Yeah.
beginning of America, pretty much.
Well, we've been around for over 100 years.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
hundreds
like
of
we
years.
have a really cool billboard in the back of our warehouse. It's hand painted. It's unbelievable. They used to paint these things. They still
Yeah.
paint some
Yes.
trestles and bridge tunnels too.
And billboards have been around your company 100 years, and now it's evolving. I've seen a billboard where it's like it looks like it's alive, and it's not a digital, but it looks like a 2D or 3D type of situation. And there's other countries now that are taking it like a step further. Like we're looking at billboards that they have in Japan where there's like a dinosaur actually coming out, and it looks so real. And I'm thinking, like, if we put that on the Jersey Turnpike or anywhere on the highway, I think we're going to create accidents here. I mean, Route 80 is already treacherous enough.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's so amazing.
It's become like an art. It's an art form too, you know, and it's really about getting your attention. So you've seen some of these extensions,
yes.
And these are the extensions that you're talking about. They are making these things like look. I mean, they're so creative.
It's
the
amazing.
Like I'm an artist, you know. I was a graphic designer, illustrator.
No way.
Yeah, but like these guys, they take this stuff to a whole other
level.
Yeah, like this is what they specify. This is their specialty.
I've seen the digital form where it looks like something's popping out, and then I also seen actual like material that they would use where it would be robotic, and let's say it's a painting company and a paint can would be dumping paint in something, or it's
Where'd
just,
you see that? Where'd you see that?
I don't remember, but I've seen it either on YouTube, and then I've seen billboards somewhere, I believe down in Florida, or driving down to Florida, somewhere in other states where billboards look. I wish I would have had a picture, but I seen billboards that have more than your average just a picture. It's actually things that are moving on it, or it's sticking out more.
Right. Yeah. Those extensions. They have those
extensions. Yeah.
So that's exciting stuff. I have clients out there that have extensions, and you know, they're building a brand with their character that they've created, and it just creates awareness and people start talking about it. I just had somebody recently tell me that during COVID, they went after billboards during that time when everybody was, you know, shut down.
Sure.
And people were talking about them.
Really?
Yeah, during that time.
Was it because of the type of billboard, or just?
There's different types of inventory and different types of plans. So you know, some people do.
But why did they get so much attention?
They did their social media presence as well. You know, so they did everything during that time, and people were just talking about how they were out in reality during a time when people weren't still. You know, and they promoted it on social media. There's something about the billboard that tells a story. You know, that when you're out there, wow, I made it. You know, I think about it myself.
Yeah, I think people, once they see that bigness, and you know, we also observed something that was to me, I don't understand, like, because one of my business partners told me, like, no, this is what they do to get attention. So people will get there's a lawyer, I believe, I'm just gonna say his first name because I can't remember his last name, but Brandon. And he's everywhere. He just puts his name and it just says lawyer, nothing else.
Brandon Broderick.
Yeah, that's it. Just the name and lawyer. And then you see
simplicity.
Yeah, but then you see some of them that are so simplistic that you're like, what is it? It doesn't say what kind of business it is. It doesn't say what they provide. So my business partner said, no, that's for people that are curious. They're going to be like, I want to know. I want to know what this is. So once they have time, they'll look it up. And then I also see the QR codes on there. And now,
on which ones do you see that?
I don't have. Matter of fact, I haven't seen QR. Have anybody seen QR codes on billboards?
Because we don't do the QR codes right now. You know, because, you know, people are driving, unless it's foot traffic and, you know, in certain areas.
So do you see in the future, like, especially with vehicles, maybe vehicles might have a sensor while you're driving past a billboard?
I don't know. You want to get some futuristic stuff.
Yeah, and it'll come up on your screen like you just drove by this billboard. Do you want to see, you know, I could see that. But QR codes are...
QR codes in New Jersey, we have them in our bike share, which is getting a lot of... it's getting very popular, where you can ride a bike, you can get the bike off the street. You ever been down there in like Jersey City and Hoboken?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we have panels there,
Sure.
that you can put your advertisement on.
Oh, that's cool.
And there you can do QR codes on there because
Really?
that's walking traffic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
QR codes, I made a mistake. I haven't seen them on any billboards. What I'm trying to say, my trucks are pretty big. Our junk doctor's trucks are 6 feet tall. The dumpster, I mean, is 6 feet high, 14 feet long, 7.5 feet wide. And we have a QR code on the back where people could drive and they just scan the QR code, so they don't have to put down a number.
The trucks
or
look
nothing.
great, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. And we do that. Attention. Billboard has to create attention. Let me ask you about laws about billboards. Is there any laws where you could put a billboard and it might be too distractive?
Well, when you work, like I don't know of any. Well, there are
Would
different
DOT
codes and laws,
bother
but,
you?
well, all I know is like when we run the artwork through our creative department, they're all over this, and they will definitely say, hey, recommend, hey, this probably is not going to work, or we'd have to get certain things approved also. We're very by the book.
Yes.
With making sure that nothing is dangerous or anything like that.
I've seen a great billboard, not to cut you off, but there's a great billboard on Route 80. You're coming down Route 80 east, I believe, or you could be going west, and there's a billboard right there. I believe it's right before Wharton, and Donald Trump used to have his you could see Donald Trump's billboard, but it was a electric billboard, and it would just change every. The digital does it change every 8 seconds?
Yes, every 8 seconds. You get an 8 second every 64.
And how many companies do they typically put in one?
8.
So there's 8 seconds for 8 companies.
8 advertisers. Yeah, you're sharing that digital board with 8 other advertisers.
I like it. Digital boards you cannot just get for just yourself, right? Because obviously they make them.
No, you can.
You can.
If you want to buy that whole board, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
So wow. So that must be super expensive because you have the ability to say, well, you can have this digital billboard, but we're not going to include the 7 other companies. So you're losing.
You could take a whole digital billboard if it's available. So
if it's available.
Usually, like when we do like when they build, like these billboards, these digital billboards are it's a pretty good investment. So they're not hiding them.
No,
they're putting them in prime time locations.
Yes.
So I mean, when they first build them up, we let businesses know you can take this if you want to.
And there's billboards, and people have to understand, it's not just the big billboards that's on highways. I didn't know much about billboards until I met Dan, and then I started doing research, and Dan had educated us on different sizes of billboards. You have billboards that are inside of businesses, and there's different, I guess, levels of billboards. You have different sizes, different type. You have the billboard, I guess, which is the biggest, and then what's below a billboard?
So those really big ones are 48 feet wide.
And what are they called?
Those are called bulletins.
Bulletins.
The bullets,
wow.
Yeah.
The bullets. Now,
the
bulletin, where are they generally located? Is that the highways?
Yeah, the main highways. Yeah. Turnpike, but
those are hard to get.
But those bulletins are also the same size as the digital bulletins. So
yes.
the big ones, same size, 48 feet wide and 14 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So the Turnpike doesn't have digital.
No, they have some entrance areas. Yeah.
They allow it. Okay.
But there's mostly static. Yeah. But the other board that we have that OUTFRONT really, is we have it all throughout New Jersey. They're called posters. Now these are static board, and we put it up there.
And then at nighttime, I guess lights come on, and
not all of them have lights. Not all of them have lights. Some have lights, and if you ever want me to send you something, I've sent you stuff before where that you get the sheet and it'll tell you, all the details about each board. There's different codes and laws where you can't have everything illuminated.
I understand exactly what you mean. I know people have business that they're not even allowed to put a neon sign in front of their business. Yeah. There is a location that because this is Morris County. We're out of Denville, so anybody that's familiar with this area, there's a location. If you go down Mount Pleasant Road all the way down, and there's a shop right at the end, and you have a Costco's, but right before you make a right, there's this big billboard, digital, right there, and this light on a busy day, rush hour, you have a line of cars that could see
Yeah.
this thing from half a mile away or
Yeah.
something. And
It's nice when there's a light right there.
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
you people got a chance to see. And
Yeah.
I'm interested in that location. I
Okay.
don't know if it's called a this one is a bulletin, or
Yeah, I think that one is, but I'll follow
it's
up.
by
on
the
that.
it's right next to the diner, and then
Yeah,
there's
I
a
know what
shop
you're
right
talking
there,
about.
and there's a Bob's Furniture right
Yep.
there. And that's where I see my business being,
Okay.
advertised, or our business, Junk Doctors, the company I'm with, really advertise.
All right.
But there's also a lot of locations. It's
Yeah.
not just here.
And there's a lot of different things that we can do. I mean, some people, they really enjoy the posters also that we have. I mean, no other billboard company. We're the largest in New Jersey. No other billboard company has the inventory that we have in New
Yeah,
Jersey.
because you
So-
see outdoor everywhere.
Right. So we can really create a campaign that creates exposure. Everyone's going to see you everywhere out there in reality, bringing your brand to life.
Yeah, you know what I also noticed with that the lawyer Brandon, he didn't just have one billboard. I mean, he had
Yeah.
billboards. I believe I've seen like 10 of them,
Yeah.
in different counties, and more than one county.
The interesting thing about that, and you were talking about it before, the simplicity of the design. There was no email, no website, no phone number, just his brand created the curiosity. People are Googling, who is this guy? What is this business? And that's how he grew.
See,
out here in New Jersey.
And that's weird. That's crazy that you say that, because I have a debate all the time with my colleagues, and I say, I want to do something similar to that, but then I say to myself, we're a business that provides a service, just like I guess the lawyer does also, but that says Esquire, so people do know that's a lawyer.
Mhm.
So when we created the name Junk Doctors, we wanted to incorporate the word junk, so people know, okay, that's a business that deals with junk, and they're Junk Doctors NJ. And if you can see the garbage can, it's right there. So people, some people may say, okay, they may be either a sanitation company or a junk removal company, because they got the word junk in it. They type us up, they look us up. Okay, they're a junk removal company. This is what I'm looking for. I don't know if I want to go with this simplicity, or I want to create we want to create a digital board where our truck is up there, and it might be dumping garbage, and or I don't know, we would have to
Let's
talk,
set up a
and
meeting.
we would have to
my
set up a
creative
meeting.
director. Let's do
We
that.
need a creative
That's
director.
exactly what we got to do. They'll give you they'll hear that, and they'll create something for you.
Yeah, because I want people to know, because in the junk removal business, people are fast. They if nobody picks up their phone, they're off to the next one.
Right.
I mean, it is a competitive business. There's not like a ton like landscaping and all, because of the regulation, but there are franchises, and there's quite a few of them out there. And nothing bad about franchises, but we do see the reviews, and we do deal with a lot of our customers, and a lot of our customers, they prefer to go local. They want to go local with a local business from New Jersey. And why not? Because when you're dealing with a local business that's not in every state, you're dealing with them that's only from the state, because they're going to do a good job. We want to do a good job. We're from New Jersey. We're all of us that work in this company are all from this area, northern New Jersey. So, and we service northern and central. Maybe one day we'll do south once we get a little bit bigger. But that's where the billboards will come in. And like I said, we were premature in the beginning when we first met, and we weren't ready financially or popularity wise. We've attended multiple festivities, endorsing our community and giving back to our community. We also do volunteer work, and I'm not the one to brag about volunteer work, but I want to bring awareness to this volunteer work. It's cleaning up the Rockaway River here in northern New Jersey, and cleaning up the woods and things that are just not good for the environment. And we actually just showed up to an event signed up, and the guy that was running the event, he only had young kids and elderly people working, and they weren't able to pick up all the heavy garbage that was in the river, like tires and air conditions and industrial waste that people have just thrown in there. And we went there and we did it free of charge, and that's what we do for our community, and people loved it. And that's what brings our popularity. And the billboard,
Beautiful.
I
That's
want
beautiful.
people to associate junk doctors, and that's what we put the NJ, because we're New Jersey. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to go to Florida or Ohio. We're going to be here in New Jersey and continue to provide the best comprehensive junk removal
That's great.
service. Oh, I see we have another question.
Yes. Can you discuss the process behind mastering a new celebrity impersonation?
Wow.
People are really into your impersonations.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool question. To master can you repeat it?
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry.
And a lot of mirror. Oh yeah, looking in the mirror.
Can you discuss the process behind mastering a new celebrity impersonation?
Wow, master. Well, I don't know. I like just listening to the voice, and if I hear a sound in it, I'm like, oh, maybe I could do that. Like Adam Sandler.
How's that, Alex? Give me a good Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he starts off like this a little bit. He's
Yeah.
like he's nervous a little bit here, and he just says, "I can't believe I'm on the Junk Doctors podcast right now. This is crazy." So it's like little sounds.
I think of
guess. I don't know.
Waterboy a little bit.
Yeah, Jojo, I do too. I love my little water in the Junk Doctor cup.
Oh man, that's
I don't know
good.
if that answers the question. I guess I hear like sounds. I think, it sounds like my voice a little bit. I can make
Nice.
that sound in there a little. Like Tony Soprano is just the breathing for me. It's like a trigger to start it off. It's like a motor. Like,
You know what I'm talking about now. I mean, we're just talking about junk all day long over here. Because we're in New Jersey talking to the junk doctor.
so that breathing is just like a little
Oh,
simple thing. I
man.
think everybody can do that. That little. Yeah. It's like you're snoring. Everybody does soprano when they're snoring.
I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. It's that's talent. That's really good talent.
Oh, thank you.
I got a question, and the impersonations are great, but really, this is really about our our audience, and our audience, they own businesses, and there's a lot of people that are on our group that are just starting out, and as they get bigger, these are potential billboard purchasers. A lot of companies may say, I don't need a billboard. What would you have to say to that?
If that's the way that they feel, I wouldn't say that maybe it's not for everybody. It's if you really want to grow your business, there's a way to, talk to us and let's strategize together for you. But like I said, there's nothing like being out there in reality with all of this and bringing it back full circle with your social media and technology. I mean, the earth will never, humans belong outside too, so this is where we came from, and we're all going back out there to see these billboards. You're going to see them out there. You go, anywhere you go, when you see a billboard down the city, New Jersey, we have inventory all across, in different markets, a lot of different markets in the United States. So it's not going anywhere. This form of advertising has been here for a long time.
Quite a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't see it going anywhere either. I see it evolving though.
Yeah,
I see it,
absolutely.
and we see it already. We see it, it evolving. Billboards, like you said, 100 years of billboards, of course, it's gotten better and better, and it's just getting even more futuristic. And I think people really like new things, when they see something new and they're like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And I believe that sparks something in their mind where they remember the company longer. And that's where I would put my money on something more, something creative, something that no other company has done, and I'm trying to figure that out. And that's, I guess, where your creative department would come in
Yeah.
and help us
we
bring
could set
that up.
We could set up a Teams call, about half hour, 45 minutes. I'd say 45 minutes, solid 45 minutes
Nice.
discussion. You'd love it. And then all of a sudden, they're going to start percolating and creating for you.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if anybody from our group does not get in touch with you, or they, I would not be surprised.
It'd be a pleasure to
There's
talk.
big companies there's companies that are growing and that are big, and they're I know they're going to be interested. We've had people come on our podcast, and this podcast is free of charge. I've gone to other podcasts where they wanted to charge me, and I guess that was their job, was to create podcasts, but they were lacking the quality. Here right now, we're on 5 different social medias live, and we're going to be on there after this forever. We're going to be on this here. People, they come across it, they are going to watch it.
Taking over.
Yeah, we're taking over.
Taking over the airwaves. over
Yeah.
here.
Talk about
The Junk Doctor podcast.
forget about it.
Forget about it.
So,
I think you're doing a fantastic job, by the way. Okay.
thank you, Mr. Ex-President, and
We'll see
I
about that.
and I wish you all the luck on the 1,000 indictments that are on their way, or they're indicting you on. It's just a little crazy. Chris Christie was on the news, and Chris Christie was a not to get into politics, and
I
I
can't
always
stand that guy.
but you guys used to be great friends.
Yeah, we used to be, but you know what? Sometimes you learn about people.
Yeah.
Okay?
And Chris Christie, and
I
I
did
don't,
so much for him.
and Chris Christie, I don't really talk about politics, but it was just so funny that he was on CNN and he was like really
Yeah.
stabbing him in the back, like, as a past federal prosecutor. I'm not saying that he's guilty. Everybody's innocent before being proven guilty, but he said he has so much evidence that it's so damning. And if you look at Donald Trump, and I see why Chris Christie called Donald Trump he's like the Corleones, but without the experience. And it was like,
let's stay away from the politics, please. I don't want to get crazy.
it's gonna get crazy. And you have a guy that's leading in the Republican Party. What does the Republican Party gonna do? You got DeSantis, which I pray to God he does not become
I'm
president.
trying to get DeSantis down. I can't.
But
get him down.
DeSantis is Italian American
seems-
also.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get like his.
But he's a Florida boy.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get like his thinking. He's kind of like, he seems like he's so frustrated with everybody, and
He's frustrated with Disney World.
but he's Florida is the way to do everything.
Yeah. Oh well, the curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, let's.
This is a joke,
Yeah.
We're taking care of things. I got to work on it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he is. He's young, and he comes off aggressive, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Our government right now, I think, is on autopilot right now. But we had Mitch McConnell just break down in live TV. He was talking, and then he just shut off, and he was just like,
I think that's maybe he got consumed with too much AI, right? John?
I don't know. I really thought he was a
He's
droid.
like morphing into a robot.
I don't know. He
Yeah.
just shut down, and then the other politics. I forgot the other politician. They were like, "Hey, Mitch, do you just want to go back to your office?" And I thought I heard, "Do you need a drink?" I thought I heard him say, "You may need a drink or something." I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, he just shut down.
Did you see
He
that?
was just like frozen.
And now people using memes like Eminem's
Maybe
mom
maybe
spaghetti.
this is all digital. Is
I
this
don't
all
know,
digital
man.
that we're in here?
Or maybe Mitch McConnell may be a little bit up in age, and it's his cognitive thinking might have been like, wait, what was I supposed to say? Because I studied this for over 50 years.
Wow, just shut off.
He shut off, and I was like, that scared me. And I don't know what our other other governments may be thinking, but right now I believe America is on autopilot, and we as the people, we're running it. Small businesses are huge in America. we used to be an industrial powerhouse, and now we are now evolving to more of a service industry driven country. You know, America is is a republic, and we're united states. Each state has their, you know, own say, as long as it's in the federal government's laws. But it's just amazing. I mean, the people of this country and how hard we are working. And that's why I think that, you know, billboards, advertisement, social media, once you get to a certain level, the billboard will come in handy, because with us, we have done so many festivities, podcasts. We have our own, you know, Jersey has banned plastic bags in most of their establishments now, like ShopRites. So we created a bag with our number and Junk Doctors on it, and it's quality. If you go to like a ShopRite or they give you their bags, but you take it out, you're holding a bunch of groceries, the handle just breaks right off. So you're holding like one handle. So we have really good quality bags, and you see them. I'm walking.
Remember back in the day when we had strong bags?
We had strong, yeah. They used to double bag. Remember when we were like, "Hey, double bag of groceries," you know?
That's done now.
That's over with, but not anymore.
I'm using the shopping cart, going in the parking lot with all my groceries
with no bags.
No bag.
That's what I do too. I always forget my bags.
It's a different time now.
We have a question, and tell me this is not about the impressions.
We have a comment and a question. So Beth Curtin says, quite informative. I will look at billboards with a new eye. Dan Jovanovic impressions are spot on.
Dan Van.
Dan
Jovan. Jovan.
It's like a cologne.
Jimmy Berkowicz says, Dan, do you do an impression of Kevin May?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That guy is a friend of mine. We played basketball together in CYO, who just made that comment. And he's talking about another guy on the team that used to play.
The guy that just made the comment?
Yeah. It's my friend Jimmy.
So he knows you know that impression.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Nice.
He's talking about like one of my best men.
So he wants you to do your friend's
This
impression.
is the best impersonation I could do of Kevin May. Yeah, so I saw that you were on that Junk Doctor show, huh? That's it. It's going to kill me.
He's going to kill you. It's not too bad. That wasn't bad. I don't think he's going to kill you. I think he's going to laugh at that one. That was good. You didn't go too hard on him. That was good. Oh, man. I mean, I have to say this episode is really lighthearted, and this is good.
Yeah,
we're having fun.
Laugh, right?
You have to laugh. And we haven't had a good laugh in a while, so this is good. And we're also incorporating what people can do. And I think people, there's hope, you know, there's hope for your business.
Anybody wants to talk, you know, they could reach out to me. I think you put
we put all your information.
Yeah. So they could shoot me a text, send me an email. I could, we could set up a meeting and talk and, figure out, what we can do to help.
If you don't,
I want to hear their story.
If you don't mind, you said you've been doing this for 4 years. Yeah. What did you do before?
Well, I was doing graphic design for like 14 years, illustration. And I was working for an agency. I was actually starting off in Reckitt Benckiser doing Lysol package design, like Rizal, French's and all that.
Oh, I know a lot about that.
Yeah. So I was doing all that. And then working for this agency, we had a new CEO come in and, we connected and he asked me to get up on stage in Cincinnati in this really beautiful theater to talk about going for life to people, to really make the company excited and motivated. And but he said, you got to use your impersonations. And I never went up on stage. I never did anything like that. I was just sitting on my phone, making my friends laugh.
Oh my God.
And so I did this thing. I was terrified. I did this thing and I ended up getting like a standing ovation from him.
Nice.
And then he pulled me aside and he saw me talking to everybody. And I was like so high. Now I'm like feeling great.
Yeah.
And he's like, so Dan, what do you want to do with your career? And I was like, I think I want to become an actor.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, how about sales, new business development? I was like, okay. So
you went from actor to sales.
That's how I got here.
Nice.
Doing, sales for OUTFRONT.
Yeah. And OUTFRONT, you've got 4 years in there.
Great company. Great company.
Well, they're everywhere. They
Yeah.
have to be pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, and
They
it
take
speaks
care.
for
They
itself.
take care of their clients, and they really want you to grow. You know, that we grow, you grow.
Yes,
Go
I
together.
was
You
just
guys-
going to say
you
that.
guys grow, we grow together.
I would
And they
think
will,
that.
yeah, they'll get you out there. We will get you out there, definitely, with the right resources. So
Dan, have you seen companies that would get more than just one? I mean, I've seen it obviously, but that was with the lawyer. But is that a common thing where people will get more than one billboard? Like that billboard with the lawyer that has simplicity, that's not a Bulletin, is it?
it's a what?
The
Some of them, yeah. He's got all different types of inventory.
you know, actually you're right, because I did see smaller ones on side of buildings. Is that a common thing, a common practice of companies getting multiple billboard, or is that
yeah.
companies that are very big?
No. People your size do it all the time. You get multiple. Yeah, you can. We should definitely talk. We can get out there in a lot of different areas. I mean, digitally, we have this digital direct program right now where you can hit multiple counties on these big digital boards. Okay, but it's run on impressions. It's an impression-based thing. It's the way it's all moving forward.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. We got to talk about that.
Yeah, and I want people to know. I think a lot of people that have businesses that are growing, they may think, billboards are not for us. They're out of our financial abilities. But I would like to say you have to check it out. It's not as bad as you think. The ROI on a billboard is not bad. I have done some statistical research. You may say, hey, I haven't gotten a phone call from the billboard. You know, it may not be that. The billboard really just brings your name recognition. It embeds your name in people's heads. You know, if somebody drives by a digital or regular billboard that says Junk Doctors, New Jersey's premier junk removal company, no job is too small or big, and you know, and whatever we can put on there, you know, and they see that on a regular basis going to work, and you have, let's say, 5,000, 10,000, maybe even 50,000 people, depending where you have it, because they're going to work in Manhattan, down Jersey City, Hoboken, and that name, Junk Doctors, is going to be embedded in their head. So there's going to be a day and point where they're like, we're moving, we have another kid, or hey, I got a raise and I want to get a bigger house, or you know, there's so many incidents where people need junk removal. They might say, you know what, Junk Doctors NJ, they're a junk removal company that's exclusive in New Jersey. Let's give them a call.
Yeah.
So that is the power of a billboard. I want people that have businesses, and if you have access to capital, or if you get a loan, you know, I mean, small business loans, and you create a business plan, you can get a billboard. It's not out of your reach. I know, because the reason I bring that up is because I talk to a lot of people and I say, what, are you interested in a billboard? Anything? They say, no, that's too expensive. I can't afford that. And I tell them, you know, I know somebody that works, Dan, and I've spoken to him, and believe it or not, it's not as expensive as you think, because people now, they're worried about inflation, they're worried about recession. And, you know, I say, you know, if you're going to do it, do it big, man, because this is only one shot. We have another question.
We have more comments. So Tony lives on. Then we have great. Then Jolanda Fleming, send your heart.
Nice.
She's a great fan.
Send you a.
She got me on the
happy
Joe
face.
Piscopo show.
She got him on a Joe Piscopo show.
Yolanda. Hey, Yolanda.
Nice.
And then let's see here. Dan is the man.
Dan is the man.
Is that my mom?
That's Matt Walsh.
Oh,
Good to see Dan's impersonations. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, that's what.
that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, Dan, you seem to have a great, personality, and that really attracts
You
people.
too, my friend. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, man. You know, and we have people watching, and you know, we you know, we got a few more minutes. If we could talk a few more minutes here, but I just really want to emphasize billboards. You know, I was one of those people that were skeptical about billboards. Billboards is a scam that doesn't do nothing. And as you get older and, you know, you start to expand, you start to see the statistics, and then you start seeing like what it can do.
Yeah.
I mean, my mind has totally changed where, you know, I really think, you know, a billboard, like you said, will really bring in that extra recognition.
Yeah.
You know, is there anything else that you can say about billboards, or like, matter of fact, if your opinion, digital, what kind of companies, is digital the new billboard, or are we going to always have both choices?
Yeah, I think we'll always have both. I mean,
sorry, guys, you know, we're a live company. We do work doing junk removal. Everybody knows that the phone does ring, but that's just one of the things that that's, I guess, our calling mark here.
keep it going.
You got to keep it going.
Yeah.
And just imagine a billboard, you know, that our phone will just keep on ringing.
You know,
And that's not a bad thing. You know, we
No.
pick up every call and we don't miss a customer. But so do you believe that billboards are always going to be you're always going to have two options?
I mean, I think so. I mean, it's I mean, that's just my opinion though, but I do think so, because they are different, you know. And I think, but if you use them both together, you know, there's a way to use them both together. In my opinion, I love the idea of having that foundation, you know, and then building around it, where you got a lot of frequency going on, deep reach, different counties. You know, it depends upon how big you want to go. You know, what you want to do with your business, like how big do you want to scale? There's so many different things that we can do to really target your audience. It's the technology. Talk about technology. We have the capabilities to find out through the, you know, we purchase the data from the cell phone providers and where these cell phones live. So all the characters, females, males, people that work in this, you know, all the detail.
Wow.
Yeah. So we can find out what boards these people are commuting past. You know, these cell phones are going
Impressions,
past.
huh?
Yeah. So
wow, that is a very interesting
it's changed. We were talking about
revelation there.
AI. Me and John were talking about AI, like this technology, and it's out here with all of this now, too.
That is data is a big thing. And
Yeah.
the number one thing about us here at Junk Doctors, all the data that we do accumulate from our customers, we do not sell it to third parties. That data is just for us and for our customers. And when you call in, if you ever use our service again, it will come up and we would know who you are, and that would help us give you discounts for using us as many times as you use us. But data is the number one thing. We use data, so we are more personalized with our customers, so they feel, you know, our customers know, like, you know, you're not just like every other customer. Every one of our customers are different, and that's how we use the data just here in our office. So we know who you are, and it's a more personal experience. You're not just a number to us. You're an actual human being to us, and we care about providing the best experience. And when a customer uses us more than once, twice, 3 times, it just gets better and better with us, because, you know, we just do better discounts. And, you know, and our customers is our bread and butter. You know, they keep us alive and, you know, providing not just for me, but for our employees, our administration that works in the building with us. And it's just amazing. And again, Dan, like, you know, the billboard is for everybody. You know, I think people have this misconception that billboards are just for big Fortune 500 companies or something like that. But you say no.
No, you could start off somewhere, you know, and grow. You know, that's the beautiful thing about it. You can start off somewhere with your budget, you know, let's see if it can work out, and figure out if this is something that would help your business grow. You know, but again, it has to be a really strong, you know, effort all around.
Yes.
You know, social media too.
Yes.
That's really what OUTFRONT says. If you really want to be successful, it's got to be a blend of it all.
Yes. I want everybody to really pay attention to that. That's where I was with my partners in the business. We wanted a billboard, but we weren't there yet. It's about timing. You know, we needed to expand our presence on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the social media platforms. And then we got out and, oh man, these gnats, there's a humid day outside. I guess they got inside. Excuse me, but they need to get junk removed out of here. But, you know, we started to contribute to our community because we had more people working and just growing our name. Now we're at the point where a billboard is the way to go, you know, and Dan hit it right on the nail. You shouldn't just lean on the billboard because you may get disappointed. You may think, hey, this billboard didn't do nothing for me. No, you do need a presence, and the billboard then adds
And I'll
to it.
say, just to cut you off, with all of advertising, you know, it shouldn't just be one, you know, it should be trying to target a lot of different people. Why not? You got all this, you know, opportunity to advertise and share your story with the world. Just make it that combination. But yeah, I'll be able to talk, you know, if someone wants to talk about it more in detail about their specific, you know, idea for a billboard, I'd love to meet people.
Another question. Dan is pretty famous here.
So it's 12:02. So technically we're done, but what is your preferred impression?
My preferred impression? I don't know. I mean, I guess Travolta comes. Andy Garcia is the one that I love too. He also has this down here with the scratchy voice, you know. So sometimes when we try to get serious, Andy Garcia comes out, and we have to let everybody know that we're in a positive place.
Yeah, but your casino got robbed by Ocean 11.
Well, I want my money back.
He got his money back.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Travolta too. That's always fun. People get a kick out of talking like Tony Manero and everything. And I think what I like about the studio over here, we can make a dance floor right over there. Look at that. Look at that big space. I'm on this crazy.
It's crazy.
Got so many young people in here. I don't know if they know Tony
They
Manero.
gotta know Saturday Night Fever. Anybody that's young, anybody that's under 20, I understand, but anybody that's under 35, if you don't know Saturday Night Fever, if you don't know Saturday Night Fever, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. You know, like you said, hey, don't touch my hair. You know, and if you want to experience the experience of Saturday Night Fever, go to Bay Ridge, get yourself 2 slices of pizza, put it on top of each other, and fold them.
That's right.
And that's the way you eat it in Brooklyn.
Colleen Kelly says, Danny's going places funny since high school. Just don't go signing your name in blood anywhere.
Whoa!
Hey, Colleen.
Wow, now we got to hear that. Now, what does she mean by that?
She's great. She's great. She's a realtor. She's awesome. Yeah.
You're not signing your blood anywhere, are you?
Well, you never know.
He said, "Don't sign." You know, and I guess in Martha, and then during the
Sometimes you gotta do what you
you gotta do. You gotta cut the blood, and you gotta put it all together. Now you're brothers.
Now you're made.
Now you're made.
Now you can't leave.
Now you can't. But that was
Bronxdale.
yeah, that was Sonny.
Yeah, that
Sonny was the best. Sonny said when the bikers came in, he said, "Okay, guys, this is a classy
Now you
place.
just can't leave.
So be respectful and give these guys a beer." They started, ripping up the place, and then he shuts the door and he locks it and he goes, "Now you can't leave."
Yeah.
And then all the
Now
blood
you
was
just can't
drained
leave.
from them.
Yeah.
They were like,
They had a big brawl right
they
there.
had a
The
huge
bikers,
brawl. And then the big Jojo the Whale came out. Jojo the Whale came and he started suffocating people.
Yeah.
And
They come out in like slow motion. Right?
Jojo the Whale and Mush. Remember
Yeah,
Mush? Put him
yeah.
in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Put him in the bath. I don't want your face and coffee cakes.
Coffee
Hey,
cakes.
I don't want your face looking at this kid's face when he's rolling the dice. Put him in the bathroom. Hey, Sonny, that's embarrassing. I
great.
got money over here.
That's
That's
good.
embarrassing.
That's great. That's great.
Hey, that's embarrassing. And he thought he was the greatest looking guy in the world. Oh, you got Tony 2 times. He's like, hey,
22 times.
I got the papers. I got the papers.
Oh, you talk
Oh, that's
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah.
Oh,
Goodfellas.
the best scene in Goodfellas. What do you think?
You're
Was
asking
it?
me?
Well, I want to say,
Wow.
what do you think? I'm a clown?
Oh, yeah.
You think I'm
Passion.
funny?
Yeah.
Pesci.
I should have got him down.
He's from Jersey. He's from
Yeah.
Belleville.
But the way I talk, like I haven't mastered that yet.
He has a little guy voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was.
So I mean, with sounds like, what do you? And Ray Liotta, like
You almost got him right there.
Ray Liotta is awesome.
Oh yeah, God bless.
Karen?
Yeah, man, he passed
How
away.
did you do that, Karen?
Yeah.
That was all we got.
God, that's all we
that was
got.
$40,000,
We're
Karen.
dead. They're gonna kill us. And Ray Liotta just
He
passed away in
Yeah,
his
he
sleep.
passed.
But a phenomenal actor in that
Yeah.
movie. He made the movie.
Yeah.
But that was a good impression of Ray Liotta.
Thanks.
That you bring back so many memories. I grew up in Staten Island and New Jersey, half and half. I grew up, and there was on Highland Boulevard. They recorded that scene, or they shot that scene on Highland Boulevard when he hit the brakes, when he almost crashed into the car.
Mhm.
And if you remember the Cadillac Coupe de Villes, they didn't have their emergency brakes here. He had the emergency brakes right here.
Oh, wow.
So he had to slam on the emergency brakes, and the car almost hit. And he had all the guns in the trunk, and he had to drop it all. So he was like, today I had a busy day today. I had to make the veal cutlets, and they had to make the meatballs and the gravy.
Stirring the
And then I
sauce.
stir the sauce.
Yeah.
And then you know what she does? She calls me on the phone.
So
And I
what does
told her
she do?
specifically,
Right.
don't call me on the
Yeah,
phone.
Yeah.
And that movie was based on true events. Obviously, I told you. And you know who's still alive to this day? Sammy the Bull. Out of everybody.
Yeah.
He's still alive in
Yeah, he was in
Arizona.
a documentary recently.
He's
right?
done multiple.
Sammy the Bull. He's
multiple.
he was all over like social media.
Yeah, he's not scared no more. He's like, it's over. The federal government has pretty much put everybody away. They're gone. And
Yeah.
growing up in Staten Island, in the South Shore of Staten Island, that was a pinnacle of where a lot of the mafia was
Yeah.
from. The South Shore, Staten Island,
Yeah.
Bay Ridge, Bensonhurst, Sheepheads Bay. But Staten Island was a real big area, southern Staten Island. And I remember during the 90s when Giuliani, Italian American, he despised that. He looked at them as gang members, thugs.
Yeah.
They're nothing organized about them. They could wear the suits, and people really glorified them. But if you really look behind the scenes and seen the damage that was made, people lost family members, and New York City was in a stranglehold, and Rudolph Giuliani cleaned up New York. I mean, if you remember New York City, 42nd Street was not 42nd Street.
Wow.
Today, 42nd Street is a whole nother world. When I grew up in the 80s and 90s, they started changing it early 2000s, late 90s, and now it's like Disney World over there or
Mhm.
something. But it's just amazing, and that's where billboards really came in handy there too. Billboards were everywhere down there. And to close off the scene today, I just want to thank Dan for coming up here and blessing us with all the great impressions. If you want to leave off an impression to say goodbye to everybody, I wouldn't mind. I just want to let everybody know again, think about your business. If you're true and you really want to grow and you're really motivated, don't be scared. Get on social media, get out there, get as much attention as possible, and grow your business to where, because Dan, you don't just offer bulletins. I mean, there's levels to the billboard industry. You could start off with a few billboards, a certain size, and then work your way up the ladder. And, I would just tell everybody, don't hesitate. Don't think that it's not going to help. It's not going to help if you don't make it help. You have to put in the footwork. A billboard is there to get your name out there, but you have social media and you have a ton of other ways to market your business. And then that billboard is really going to be the icing on the cake. And I personally believe it. I've seen it myself. I've talked. I'm not just saying it to promote, OUTFRONT, because OUTFRONT doesn't pay me. But I definitely believe it because I've seen it, and I've talked to people, and they told me first I started with, my trucks, doing festivities, being part of the community, people knowing me, good customer service, and just having good service all together, good and a good presence online. And once you have that, and you got the popularity, and your popularity is going up, the billboard will help. I've seen it. I've done it. I've done it on a smaller scale, and I'm at the point where I want to get on a bigger platform of a billboard, and that's what I'm leaving this episode at the end here. That's what I want to leave off with. Dan, you got
That's
the
awesome,
floor.
man. No,
Please,
thank you so much. No, that was just great. This is great having
Plug
you.
in
Thank
your
you.
company as much as you want
Yeah.
before we shut
Yeah.
off. And
You guys got my cell phone there. You could, call me or send me a text down there if you want to have a conversation about your business. I'm here, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for showing up. Again, thank you to everybody that's been supporting
I'm
us.
sorry, real
go
quick.
ahead,
If
go
you
on.
want to log on to my website for the impersonations, it's danjovan.com.
Jovan, Dan.
I had to remove the
Jovan.
ovic because it's too complicated, right?
Yeah, but
The
that's
name's
so
a train
much
wreck.
easier
It's
now.
Dan
Dan,
Jovan. It's easier.
Dan Jovan.
Yeah.
So
Say
it's
simplicity,
it's
right?
DAN and then Joe.
Jovan.
Okay, so it's JOV Van.
Yeah, Jovan.
And then AN
DAN
DAN.
JOVAN.
There you go.
.com.
JoeDovan.com. Beautiful.
DanJovan.com.
And maybe one day you're
And-
gonna get married. You might need an impersonator up there, and you're gonna have a fun time.
And
You know?
OUTFRONT Media. OUTFRONT Media. We'll become
yes.
a partner.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. And this has been a great interview. I hate to let it go, but we have been on here for quite a time.
We'll do it again.
And we'll do it again. Yeah, we'll do it again. And this time we'll have gabagool. So
Some cannolis, too.
and some cannolis. And we gotta get
For
good
sure.
cannolis, some fresh raviolis too, you know?
We can eat right here.
Yeah, we
Every
gotta
time
have.
we're
Yeah,
doing
you
a
know what?
podcast,
That's what
look
we're
at a
gonna
hero.
do. We're gonna have a good lunch over here. Maybe some cold cuts, antipasta, and we could do that. You know,
Gonna bring the Parmesan cheese over
the
here.
Parmesan cheese fresh off the block and fresh mozzarella. You know,
Now
none of
we're
that
talking.
processed stuff.
Now we're talking.
And prosciutto.
Oh, forget about it.
Forget about it. It may not be great for your heart, but you're gonna feel great. Hey, to everybody, we're signing off here at Junk Doctors NJ, New Jersey's #1 premier junk removal company. No job is too big or too small. Don't hesitate to give us a call. We have 25 cubic yard trucks. We do not charge extra for nothing but the space you use in our trucks. And you do your research, you call around and you ask any other junk removal company, what size truck do you carry? Most likely it's going to be 12 to 15 cubic yards. You can only throw a mattress and a few items, and they're charging you in the thousands. Here, Junk Doctor has 25 cubic yards, and it's not about the size of the truck. It is about the size of the truck. You have to excuse me. What I really want to say is it's the size, but it's how you pack the truck. You have companies that just throw the stuff back there and they're going to say, hey, Mr. Jovan, you got a full truck. And Mr. Jovan may not be happy with that because he
My
may
trunk
say,
was full. I needed some room over
yeah,
here.
he might say, hey, you could add some more room. And a lot of companies just throw. So it's all about the way you pack the truck. Here at Junk Doctors, we use the Tetris methodology, believe it or not. And we pack the truck because that's what you're paying for. So it's about efficiency. We're not out here to be multi-billionaires off of one customer. No, we're here to stay for the long run. So we're transparent. You get to see the back of our trucks, and our trucks are pre-measured. With that said, thank you very much. Have a pleasant day, and we'll hear from you soon. Thank you very much, Dan, for showing up today.
Thank you.
Another
Thank you.
handshake right there, and we're leaving it at that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was a really cool. That was
Yeah,
really
it was
cool,
fun.
man.
That was fun. You guys liked it? It was fun.
Yeah.